Well, all right. Good morning, everyone. Today is the 2nd of April. If you were with us yesterday, you know that I thought yesterday was April 2nd and put that on the banner. So we're just going to call that an April Fool's Day joke. Today is really April 2nd. And I like to start all of these broadcasts with a quick hello to everybody that's watching the recording at a later time, because this is just about now getting to the Facebook and YouTube live feeds. People are just about now seeing that we've started. So we'll get some people flowing into the room here shortly. But in the meantime, hello to everybody on the recording, checking us out at a later time. And today is morning prayer. Uh, those that are following along, I do a morning prayer at 8:15 a.m. Mountain Time and an evening prayer at 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Get the day set up and get a sense of gratitude for what we had throughout the day. And I have been so blessed. I've got a great base of friends and colleagues that are saying yes and showing up for these broadcasts. So today I have the dear Rev.Kathy Mastroianni with me. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. And
Morning.
you'll learn a little bit. Reverend Kathy is actually, she's the top dog, the big cheese up at the Science of Mind Archives and Library. So for those familiar with Science of Mind and religious science, yes, we have an archive. I know some of you may not have known that. And I'll tell you, if you're in Golden, Colorado, go up and visit with Kathy and check out the archives. It is an amazing experience. Not just the old books, but really the history of Science of Mind from its inception until today. So it is a fabulous place to be. I so appreciate the work you do up there.
Thank you. And we're actually trying to do virtual tours because of this interesting time. And so people can contact, and I'll be scheduling regular virtual tours for the next couple of weeks.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so virtual tours of the Science of Mind archive. I will be sure to let you know about that on my page when I see that link go through. I'll make sure I share it with everybody so you can find it there. Or again, check out the Science of Mind archive page here on Facebook. Also a great wealth of information. So, all right, today is morning prayers, and do remember that in this time, I believe, and all my guests will agree with me, that nothing more important than our prayer work, than our spiritual practices. If you would like some support around your spiritual practices or prayer work, please reach out to me, revbriz@spiritevolving.com, and check it and let me know. We can include your prayer here or do a private phone call, email, whatever it takes. But let yourself get filled up with the power of prayer. And that's what we're all about here. So we're going to kind of get into that. Kathy, I always kind of ask everybody, what is it at this point that's in your heart? What are your prayer requests been like?
Oh, thank you for asking. And I just wanted to say thank you for having me here and for what you're doing. You're sharing your heart and your passion and your ministry with the world, with the New Thought radio stations and all of this. So thank you, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
as most people know, it's just one interesting time in the world, and I personally feel it's a time of awakening. It's a time that a lot of people have maybe been more asleep and going through their day on a regular, just kind of narrow focus. But this is a time of gratitude. It's a time of waking up and really being consciously and with intention live our lives. And I think the teachings of science of mind are just ripe right now. This is what we've kind of been here for. It's to share this teaching of love, of peace, of prayerful intention to create the world we want, to create a world that works for everyone and peace on earth. So it's kind of weirdly exciting. you know, yeah.
It's a good way to put it. I have it's weirdly exciting. And I know there's a lot of people out there, folks. We get it. There are people that find this weirdly terrifying as well. And
Correct.
I think that's the difference. Are we looking towards the good, or are we trying to find what's wrong? And so we're we're looking towards the good, and that's what we're about here this morning. So this is called to share a prayer. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask Kathy to start the prayer, and she'll get moving, and at some point Spirit will say, okay, time for you to throw it on over to Robert, and she'll pass it over, and then I'll pick it up and we'll continue, wrap this up, and then get you back out to the rest of your morning. So Reverend Kathy, please take us away.
Thank you. So let's just take this real sacred time, this time to just settle in. And I invite you to breathe in through your nose, and we're going to breathe out through your mouth, everything that needs to be released right now. So we're going to do that 3 times. So let's just breathe in this loving full breath, and then breathe out just through your mouth, just releasing. Let's do it 2 more times. Just breathe in light and love. And just breathe out anything that needs to be released. One more time. Let's just breathe in that peace. And now let's breathe out peace and love for the whole world. Just as with every breath, every conscious breath, we just go a little deeper, where our mind becomes a little more quiet and still. We're connecting to that divinity that's within each one of us, that sacred space of the Most High. And I just absolutely know and affirm that right here in this beautiful sacred moment of now, as we are in tune with the infinite, in tune with our breath, with the cosmos. And right where I am, I know that God is. And I know that right where each one who is listening to this, God is. We are connected in the oneness. We are connected in the light of spirit that overcomes all darkness and just reveals that truth with a capital T, that truth of love, of peace, of wholeness, of harmony, of health, of prosperity. The world, the universe, spirit is infinite. It is the absolute. And as we more deeply connect with that absolute, we let go of all sense of any lack or limitation. And we just are uplifted in amazing ways. Just this buoyancy of spirit where we kind of lift up and float and open our hearts to give and to receive. And as we give, we do receive in beautiful and amazing ways. Just grateful for this really sacred time of mourning, or whenever people listen to it, because there is no place that God is not, that God is always present. But this is a time of centering, of being in divine alignment, and setting those intentions for our day. And so I invite you to what is your intention for your day? What is it that you want to receive and outpicture? And let's just take a moment. What is it for you? What would bring you joy in your day? And breathe into that. And Ernest Holmes said, to turn away from confusion to that deeper something within and say, I am submerged in peace. I am surrounded by peace. I am immersed in peace. There is nothing but peace. Peace, deep, calm, and undisturbed. And with that peace, I lovingly pass my word to Reverend Robert.
And I feel that sublime vibration of peace, that 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 foundational vibration of absolute peace, the peace of God, as it expresses itself through and into this thing called human life, into the world, into humanity. And what I know is, I know there is no discord in the mind of God. There is only the absolute order of life. And I know that life right now, in this moment, regardless of the appearances, life moves and breathes and it progresses and grows and expands across this entire planet and beyond. There is nowhere where life is absent. Even as those on the planet choose to leave the mortal body and move into a new expression of life, a new dimension of life. For what I recognize is, I recognize life truly is everlasting, never ending. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. That life is your life. That life is all life right now and always. And so, recognizing the wholeness of this, I recognize that God must be present in the very ugliness and the very minutia of all that is happening in the world right now. For there are systems that are crumbling and falling to the wayside, and new systems, new organizations rising up to take their place. Old ways of looking at life and the world and humanity and economics and work and community, all that falling away, and a new vision is being revealed. Call it a cosmic reset, call it a reboot, call it whatever you want to call it. This is a fertile and amazingly creative time. For there is a brand new vision of humanity revealing itself right now, moment by moment by moment by moment. And every day is different. Every day brings change. Every day brings loss and release. Every day requires us to let go. And every day requires us to turn from the downward, the negative, the human, and turn to seek the divine. To recognize the magnificence of God's life, to recognize the good that is emerging, to recognize how many people are being healed and how many people are recovering from this. See, there is a great recovery that is happening. Humanity has fallen into a sickness, and now we turn to recovery. The economics of the world had fallen into a sickness and are now on the path of recovery. All the various industries, all the various organizations, political, religious, social, so much that is being released so that something new, this new paradigm may be birthed, may activate and come online. And what I know is, I know this vision isn't actually new. This vision has been there all along. And it is as if we are currently, as a collective humanity, we're cleaning the windows, cleaning off the grime and the dirt and the dust, cleaning off everything that obstructed our view of the truth of the divine. And now we see cleanly, clearly, brightly. I speak this word for everyone that can hear these words now or at a later time. I claim for each a deep sense of seeing clearly, seeing the majestic and magnificent expressions of God. Oceans cleaning, ozone holes healing, animal species resurging, and humanity, yes, though force, taking the time to recognize our true unity, to see a world where borders are irrelevant, to see a world where there is one human family working in concert to bring forth the magnificent vision of God's life. where debt forgiveness of debts is the norm, where there is a resurgence on art and beauty and creativity, where the creator is recognized in the creation and the creation recognizes the creator, and there is a great creative process revealing itself. New ways of being, new ways of connecting, new communities, new organizations, a brave new world. That is the truth I see. That is the vision I see revealing itself on the planet at this time, and I am so very grateful to see this vision, to be in this place, to be witness to this great rebirth of humanity on planet Earth. Grateful to witness it, grateful to be a part of it, most especially grateful to know God's got it. There's nothing I really need to do, for it is not my work, it is God's doing the work. God does this work. And I affirm that it is happening, and I stand strong and courageous in that affirmation. And yet I still know it is not mine, it is God. And so I can get out of the way. I release this word with a grateful heart into the law that has already said yes, that is already operating upon this prayer. And I know it is done. And I know it is good, because I know it's all God. So in this letting go, I am filled with gratitude to know all is well. And I let it be. And I ask you to join me in affirming this truth as we say together, and so it is.
So it is.
And so it is. Well, thank
So
you,
it is.
dear ones, for being with us today. Cynthia, glad to see you with us. It's a good and glorious morning in Anchorage, and a good morning in Seattle as well. Hello, Eric. And I'm not sure where Diane is from, but Diane's here staying grateful. So grateful you are all with us. This is Morning Prayers. We'll be back at 8:15 p.m. in the evening. And remember, between now and then, check out New Thought Radio. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, positively inspiring tunes, newthoughtradio.net. A great place to get your boogie on and get that vibration happening. So we'll be back again. Rev.Kathy, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Reverend Robert. This has been a joy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hope you come back and see us again sometime. So
You bet.
until then, everyone, peace and blessings. Make it a good day. We love you. We'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.